So, and Then There Were None is the first murder mystery type play that I've ever seen. Growing up, I always watched musicals, just fun, happy things to get me motivated, and had just never really thought about watching them. Um, and then in high school, I helped with a lot of productions in the elementary school that I went to. It was a K through 12, and I just helped them with a lot of like fun Christmas and spring plays, and it was never murder mystery based. So this was definitely a new experience to me. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. After I went through the playbook and everything and reading the poem, I was like, oh, maybe that's just like a decoration or something. And then seeing it on the wall, I was on the side of the stage that the poem was facing me, and after seeing that matching one as the playbook, I was like, oh, this definitely has a connection. So having a smaller stage space, I thought I wasn't going to like it because claustrophobic maybe, or I was just like, how are they going to use that set space? But being smaller and using all of the space they can, I really could see like the pain and fear in the characters' eyes, and like them pacing back and forth and just their overall emotion. I could see that so much easier than I would have in like a proscenium. Um, and Yeah, I was on the edge of my seat right after Vera read the poem for the first time. Um, when I saw the production, I saw ending B. Had no idea about this play beforehand, so I didn't even know what ending A was. Um, but I know either of them would have surprised me. Um, the way the cast and crew used the set was with their utmost advantage was definitely a high. I'd never seen something like that before, like just using one room and not changing it out, and just how they used that the entire time. I loved that because then I could get to know the set and just like really pay attention to it and its detail. How they used each person's death in their own way of the poem with their set space is really interesting. Like how the syringe being placed in Emily and killing her, instead of saying a bumblebee stung one and then there were five. I thought that was really cool. After the first death, I started connecting the pieces together in the poem, and I was like, oh, when is the next one gonna happen? And that just kept me on edge. I've watched murder mysteries and everything before on TV and like movies and everything, but not being able to pause it or like control the volume, I was like, this is just a whole new experience, and it was really interesting. There are many times where I'm like, oh, this play, I'm gonna know like this person's gonna die next. Like when someone left the room to go get food, I was like, oh, he's gonna die. Like he's not gonna make it, and he didn't die until later. And it would be a totally different person to die at first. And so my my thoughts were just, they were not right, like my judgments. Um, it it was very hard to figure out who the killer was. It was just every thought that I had made, like, oh, it's this person, they would die. And then it was hard to take in all the characters' names and profiles at first, because they were just, it was so fast and there's so many characters, and they're kind of all like, I've thought, are they all the antagonists, are they all protagonists? It was kind of hard to tell until the very end. And then I was like, well, what if it was none of them? What if it was Mr. and Mrs. Owen the entire time, who just planned this and just led all these people to this strange house? After the record played, everyone became an antagonist because they were all charged with something, or they were all accused of something. But overall, this play made me think. I was always thinking, like, are you the killer? Are you the killer? And it just had me on edge. But would I see this play again? Yes, because I know more of the characters' profiles and their backgrounds. So, yeah.